the
What do you
price
think
point.
about house calls? What's
That's
your
what I was
opinion on that?
I think it's difficult. I mean,
Do you
it's
do?
different. I accept house calls again if they're willing to pay for the price.
How much do you charge for a house call?
At least 200
Okay.
per person.
But of course, you take another 2 to 3 hours just to go
Exactly.
there,
I have to
clean,
take the
cut.
time. I have to take the time to go to your house. Not to mention we're talking about gas that I'm wasting in order to go to you. I have to put myself in an environment that's not set up for me. So lighting is gonna be not where I need it to be.
And you need to bring your own lighting too.
I need to bring my own lighting. I need to bring my tools. Who knows where they're gonna be set up at? You might put me in the backyard where there's gonna be sweat, humidity. I'm gonna be uncomfortable, and then I'll have to take off the hair getting stuck to your face, and you're not gonna get a very quality based haircut, right?
Yeah.
And then the time that you need to clean after yourself, and then you have to drive back to the other client or home or to your
or
suite.
wherever. Yeah.
It
I
takes some,
personally don't like house calls. If I was, I'm not a barber, but if
Right.
I was, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Regardless, I wouldn't do it because first, you need more time
Right.
to get there, right?
but
It's
at least
risky.
you're charging for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put my point first.
Okay.
So you're taking the risk because you're driving. You could get into an accident. It could happen
Yeah.
because you're exposing yourself to the street, to traffic. It takes time because there's traffic, especially in Miami. The traffic there is crazy. Then you get there. You have this whole work to set up the room. You don't have the appropriate light. And there's maybe kids running around and the dog and whatever. And the person stops because whatever.
They feel comfortable because they're in.
It's
they're
their
in the
house.
They're their house. So it's like, oh.
And let's say you want to provide them an experience. You cannot do it.
Right.
You cannot do a hot towel shave at home in
No.
the same way you do at the barber shop. You
Right.
don't have the chair to
Right.
recline. So the experience is not good for the client. It
Right.
might be convenient
Right.
because he's there. He doesn't have to leave.
Right.
But it's not. And then you have to clean everything afterwards. And then you have to drive to the next house call. During this time, you could be seeing more people at your space, at your suite, or at the barber shop. You
Right.
can serve more people with more quality, and you can
Mhm.
provide them an experience. And going to the barber shop, it's a man thing.
Right.
It's kind of a culture. Since we're kids,
It's
men
like going
is
to play soccer, you know?
Right.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's part of the man
It's an
culture.
Right. It's an escape. I like to say. You know, you get to escape from reality for a little bit. You know?
Yeah.
Not necessarily reality, but you get to
Yeah.
go to your own place. You get to be comfortable. You get to not have to think about work. You don't have to
Yeah.
think about
The kids
family
and
problems
And have some
family
fun because then
situations.
there's if it's a shop, there's more barbers there, and men talk about men thing, and they feel
Right.
comfortable. They talk about soccer, they talk about whatever politics,
Yeah.
or whatever they want to talk about it.
Right.
And
Right,
they have a coffee or water. In our shop, we serve alcohol, so they can have a beer. They can
Right.
just relax.
Relax. Exactly.
And they're away from the wife, from the kids, from the
Yeah.
problems. They're just there and having their own
time. Mhm.
and it's something good for them. So I don't believe in house calls because of that.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a good way to provide services, but of course it's my opinion.
Yeah.
People
I feel
might
like house
it.
calls are I mean, it's a great way for the type of clientele that you want to get, right? I mean, if you were dealing with celebrities,
Oh yeah.
if you're dealing with athletes, you're dealing with, I mean, then that would probably benefit a lot more because those people don't want to be out in public as much,
Yeah.
right? So, those
That's
are
true,
fine.
yeah.
But again, you're paying for conveniency at that point.
But how
So-
many barbers that do house calls will be serving celebrities? Maybe 3%, 5%.
Yeah.
All others will just be
Not
serving
even that. You know?
regular
Yeah.
people.
Not a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
especially being in Miami, most of them live in LA and stuff like that. You know, you don't really find that many celebrities out
In
here.
here, yeah.
right? I
True.
mean, you would deal with more with like athletes, possibly.
Yeah.
You know, so
Some
It depends.
musicians too. Yeah.
yeah,
We've seen some barbers that do celebrities, but only for celebrities, I think house calls would work because, as you said, they won't go to the shop.
right,
They won't leave
More
their
comfortable
house.
for them.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. It's again that it's creating that conveniency for them. But I prefer being at the shop. 100%.
Yeah. You can see more people.
Exactly.
It's convenient. You don't have to go around
And
places.
just being able
risking
to
yourself.
give that experience to people, right?
Yeah.
Having that more of that vibe where you can set in, have somebody relax, and we can actually have a conversation and whatever it is that you want to talk about and be
Yeah.
about, you know.